Hey guys, welcome to today's quick little video. I wanted to sit down because I found some stories on TikTok that led me to threads that led me to here today, sitting down with you guys so we can go ahead and just like hash this out because this is kind of nutty. I don't know. It's not something that hasn't happened before, but it's still kind of shocking, and I really want to get your guys' thoughts on that. So we're about to get into it. But before I do, if you haven't already, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, come hang out on my channel. It'd be really great to have you here. With that being said, let's get into today's video. I'm on TikTok the other night. Let me click this down a little bit because I'm doing the fashion show thing and it looks a little ridiculous. Regardless, the fan is staying on, you're gonna hear it. Let's move on. Doja Cat. Okay, so Doja Cat was posting some things on Threads. She had an account there. I don't know that she still does. I believe it was taken down because I wasn't able to find her actual account. I'm watching this TikToker and he's explaining what happened with Doja Cat and how she was once again going at her fans for, wanting to get attention from her. So she's on a public platform, and Threads is fairly new. They're rivaling Twitter as we speak. They're doing a pretty good job. People are enjoying it. They still got some kinks and stuff that they need to work out. It is fairly new, but it's doing pretty well. I'm on Threads. I have 21 followers at the moment, so if you'd like to be 22, feel free to follow me there on Threads. It'd be really great to have but if you don't want to, it's fine too, but it would be really cool if you wanted to. So anyway, I am on Threads. So I'm listening to the TikTok and I go over just to see, what is this all about? Is it really going on? Can't find her account, but I did find the conversation that was had. So Doja Cat is kind of notorious for having moments with her fans. Let me just first share with you the thread that had gone on that kind of started the whole thing. Doja Cat was saying, "My fans don't name themselves. If you call yourself a kitten or kittens, that means you need to get off your phone, get a job, and help your parents with the house." She has a fan responding to her saying, "I want to hear you say I love you guys as you usually say to your fans." And Doja Cat responds, "I don't though, because I don't even know y'all." So the conversation continues on Threads. "I just want you to know you're not going on stage or speech or award without your fans' support." And another fan came forward and said, "And we don't know you, but we've supported you through thick and thin. Mind that you would be nothing without us. You'd be working in a grocery store or making songs in a frickin' garage band, Miss High School dropout." Hello. And that other fan came back again and responded, "You're my fave and I'm trying to love you. That's what fans do. Please say yes and love us back." So the conversation on Threads got heated rather swiftly, and then shortly after that, I believe that Doja took down her account or maybe muted it. I'm not really sure. I haven't checked to see if she's, as I'm making this, if the Threads account is back for her, but when I went to look for it, like I said, I wasn't able to find it. But if you don't know, for my friends out there who don't know, Doja Cat is a musician, and she was born and raised in Los Angeles. She started making music on SoundCloud. That's where she released her song So High, and she got the attention of RCA Records, and she signed a joint deal and released her debut EP, Her. She had also on Twitter had mentioned that people who liked, her first songs and records that she came out with, like Planet Her, which there's some songs on there that I like. They're on my workout, deal that I have, so I can like run on the treadmill. I listen to the clean version because I'm old. It's my personal preference, but I do happen to enjoy the songs that she was, first coming out with, and she's saying that those records are basically junk, and it's like anyone who likes that music, it's stupid. She's called her fans stupid, and for supporting and liking the things that she had initially came out with, that went through the roof, that gave her success. It's like, that's what kind of baffles me, and it's not the first time that she has been, I'm gonna say, abusive to her fandom. It's kind of shocking, and she can say, she's welcome to say whatever the heck she wants, but I feel like when you're in the limelight, certain things, if you are someone who is famous out there, musician, writer, actor, whatever, there are certain things that you don't need to say. There's a way to have tact, and I think a lot of the time when she comes out, she just maybe comes from emotion. I'm not really sure. Let's move on really quick to this other thing I wanted to show you guys. There was another incident not too long ago where Doja Cat had gone to Brazil, and she was complaining about the fans not waiting for her and posting pics of the hotel that she was staying at while fans were actually waiting in the rain. And fans responded, someone here responded to her on Twitter saying, "I really don't understand what you wanted from us. We waited for you with open arms. People traveled from all different places to see you and couldn't even say anything at Doja Cat. If you hate Paraguay, just admit it, but don't say that we don't love you." So she, again, has come out and attacked her fans for, she says they're not supportive enough, and when they are supportive, she says that they're stupid. And so she does this back and forth that if it continues, eventually it will absolutely cause her career to have a huge downfall. So I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place and I'm a little rambly, but I want to make sure that I give a little bit of the backstory so that people who don't know who Doja Cat is are, you know, a little up to date, so that we're like all on the same page. So this isn't anything that's new, and again, we have the TikToker here who's talking about the parasocial relationship.
Self-inflicted public downfall of Doja Cat, and I think it raises some important questions about celebrity and fan relationships or parasocial relationships. She's played everybody a fool once by saying Planet Her, which is one of my favorite albums, and Hot Pink were cash grabs. Basically laughing in her fans' faces saying, haha, I took all of your money by making mediocre pop, which is a problem in itself, to go live on an island with her actual loved ones. Keep that in mind, actual loved ones. Again, you've already seen all of the tweets of her publicly insulting the people that made her her, which is, again, a huge problem. However, we cannot expect as everyday regular citizens to expect people like Doja Cat, who have openly claimed that they just wanted our money to go spend time with their actual loved ones, to love us, because they don't know us. And in the same breath, we do not know them. So no matter what they deliver us in the form of music or we deliver them in the form of support, there is no bonding relationship that keeps us together, or needs to keep us together for that matter.
Here are my thoughts. As someone who works with people who are in the entertainment business, I'm part of the crew, and I've, even in that restaurant that I worked in for like 18 years, I've had people who are, you know, considered famous actors, whatever, come in. Again, I don't really care. So I can understand that these are just people. So when the fan is saying, why don't you love us and this sort of thing, you know, show us some love, it's understandable that they want to have that connection with their favorite singer or actor or whatever, because they give them the support and they, you know, watch all their films or listen to all their music, buy all their records, go to the concert, that. So they feel like that person is very close or important to them, and that they do have some kind of, you know, relationship or some kind of right to that person acknowledging them because they supported them. And I understand on some level, but also here's something that, as a fan or whatever, it's better to understand that this is really just a person. These are just people, and they have good days, they have bad days, they have family and friends that they feel that connection to. That's their connection. And I'm sure that these people who are famous and did get there and wouldn't get there without the fandom do appreciate those who support them, but they don't necessarily owe you the I love you. Although we may have an idea of what they're like and would want them to be like, or how we envision them on TV or when we listen to their music, well, you know, they're not necessarily what you think they are. You know that saying of never meet your heroes? Truer words were never spoken, because honestly, I've met these people. I've met quite a few people in the working atmosphere, and a lot of them are not friendly. And I never met Doja Cat, but she's really just showing, you know, in the way, not the right way, in my opinion, that there's a line, there's a boundary, and how she perceives. Now, should she tell people that they're stupid for buying her first 2 records? And like, no. I'm sure her PR team is like losing their mind right now, especially with the recent thread that went up. They're probably just like, okay, what do we do? It's like, what do we do at this point? That's got to be a really difficult job. But she, I guess, is just, she wants to be outspoken. I mean, I don't know the woman, but from what I see, she says whatever the hell she wants. She does whatever she wants. She's not exactly the nicest to her fans. And then when she's rude to them, she turns around and says, you know, why aren't you guys supporting me and being... So there's like a mixed signal there, and it can be really difficult if you want to support someone and they're, you know, one minute they're telling you that they appreciate you, and then the next minute they're telling you that you're an idiot for calling yourself a kitten or kitten. She's doing it the wrong way, and I feel like if I were someone that was working on a PR team or someone that was even closer, I'd say, listen, it's cool to have your feelings, and you should, you know, it's whatever, it is what it is, but certain things you just don't need to say. Keep it amongst your circle of friends, and, you know, you don't have to say I love you to your fans, but you can certainly say, you know, I appreciate you guys and thank you for your support, and just keep it, you know, as professional as possible, because there are people out there that really do love Doja Cat and will support everything and anything she does. And I think throwing them a little appreciation, not an I love you, you know, is not going to hurt. In fact, it would be probably a really good idea, especially at this point. Just give a little appreciation, thank you to the fans. Don't, at least, at the very least, don't call them frickin' stupid. And for those who are fans, please recognize that this is just a person, and even though you love her music and stuff, you don't really know her or hang out with her. So you don't know what she's like in the real. You just know what she's like in your mind's eye and how you perceive her to be. And when it's someone that is just going to be flat out abusive, maybe just, you know, take this person at face value, enjoy the music, and keep it moving. It's just my humble opinion. The next thing I want to talk about on Threads Threads is popping off. Listen, I'm actually kind of excited about it. I have a lot more fun on Threads than I do on Twitter. So the next little story I want to quickly touch on with you guys is Marlena Stell has come forward. Now, she talked about this, I think it was 7 months ago, she came out and talked about the struggles she was going through when Makeup Geek closed down, when she had to, you know, it was such a great brand too. I still have the palettes, things that I had gotten from her brand, and I love Makeup Geek. I never got to try the brushes. I only got to try a couple of things. I was impressed, and that's putting it mildly. So I'm watching these videos, and she was also on the Sesh podcast recently. She's talking about Jaclyn Hill, and I wanted to do a quick little like re-up, because I'm, you know, my brain needed like to jog the memory for a second, because I saw the post on Threads where she is saying that she's already talked about a second business, but she's saying that she's preparing to do a launch. It's this beautiful photo of her. She looks absolutely gorgeous. And it says stage 2 of next business has begun, and it has the arm flexing. One launching in September, the other hopefully November. Marlena Stell, if you don't know, and I'm sure most of you do, she is the OG YouTuber. She started back in, I think it was 2008, and she's just been posting, and then, you know, she began her brand from the ground up, Makeup Geek, and it was, for the longest time, amazing. Everybody loved it. She was also friends with Jaclyn Hill, kind of, and from my perspective, took her under her wing and tried to help her with, you know, guiding her in the right direction and what she should do, you know, this and that. Well, they had an idea to do a collab together. I believe it was on a palette. I think that's what she was talking about on the Sesh. And let's just say, long story short, Jaclyn did her dirty and left her high and dry, you know, basically kind of holding the bag, which was a huge hit to her financially. And then COVID came, and that was pretty much what she had said, verbatim, the nail in the coffin, and Makeup Geek just couldn't make it through, you know, the whole COVID moment when people just weren't shopping as much anymore. It's like, you know, the holiday season didn't pop off the way they'd hoped. So she had to come forward with the announcement and was very, you know, heartbroken and saying that I have to shut down this business, is my baby, and I have to let it go. It's just not going to happen. So there was an influx, which I think was great. And they just started at Target too. And I was kind of a small part of that little influx of people who just did a full like final shop and just really like gave her a lot of love, which in my opinion is well deserved. She seems like an incredible person. I don't know her, and I don't expect her to tell me that, hey, I love you. I'm not looking for that. It's all good. But I do think that she comes off like she would be just an incredibly loving person. She was just so moved by all the love and support. And, you know, she also had some health problems and had a bit of a struggle, but now she is coming back with something new. I don't know what it is. I've been trying to find it. And if you know, please let me know in the comments, because I don't know what I'm hoping Jen Love or someone will come up with the, you know, a sneak peek of what's happening. But she's launching something in September, and if I just wasn't able to find it and you do, like I said, please tell me, because I absolutely 100% want to support her. So yeah, she's the OG YouTuber. She's the queen, created Makeup Geek, beautiful eyeshadows, and then, you know, had the high, and then it all kind of came crashing down. It was very unfortunate, because I just feel like she just deserves just great success. I mean, I would love to see her just soar, and I don't know, I like her. There's just something about Marlena that is like just really cool, and whatever it is that she's doing, and hopefully it's something I can afford. Not currently. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Let's hope, fingers crossed. Quick little side note, the Barbie movie, I'm not surprised, because it had so much freaking buzz around it. So the Barbie movie came out, and the ticket sales, the domestic box office, it says here, it soared. The amount of money is like staggering. The 4th biggest weekend of all time. This movie is killing it in theaters. People are going out to see it left and right, and it's like blown up on TikTok. Everyone's, you know, finding out who their Barbie is and the Barbie backdrop. And so it looks fun, it looks cute. I know that my personal relationship growing up with Barbie was not the most healthy one, but that set aside, the movie is just there to be enjoyed, and I think it has a little dark humor to it, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. All I know is that there's a lot of buzz around it. Financially, it's doing great when you think about how movies have kind of like taken the downturn since, you know, COVID and all that, and most people are, you know, staying home and just streaming and doing that sort of deal. This one has like blown it out of the water. I mean, it's like the revival of going to the movies, and I'm, all things aside, strike and all that, I'm kind of excited for it. I gotta be honest. So those were some things that I wanted to sit down and share with you guys. Some crazy stuff that's going on in Threads, and it's yeah, it's like the Wild West over there. People are just popping off. If you're not on Threads, maybe you want to get on there and check it out and see what it's all about. It's actually, it's pretty interesting, I gotta be honest. Or if you want to just, you know, hang out with me and I'll keep you posted on what I find, more than happy to do that, and super glad to have you here either way. But yeah, let me know what you think. Did you go see the Barbie movie? Are you gonna go check it out? Are you excited about it? Or maybe don't give two craps? Let me know in the comments, and that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching. As always, I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye!